Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Technical Market Insights. Today, we're going to shoot the video I promised to do on TC2000. We're going to go over some scans, how I have mine set up, and what I like best, and really everything you can do with TC2000. Not going to get too in depth. If you don't know anything about TC2000, I recommend you download it, check it out. There is a free version. Now I pay for this version, so all these scans you see that we run daily. Keep in mind, I do thank my services. I run about 50 something bucks a month. They can get more expensive than that, depending on how many alerts. Let's just go take a look real quick, just to kind of give you an idea of the services. So right now I'm running gold package, and we'll go look at the other packages here in a minute. I'm paying for real-time data, and live brief news. So you can pay for additional alerts. Let's just go ahead and go to change something here, which I really don't want to. Continue to check out. Oh, let's cancel that. So that's what I was looking for there. Anyway, so this is TC's 2000 standard plans. So you do silver, and this is what you get with silver. This is what you get with gold, which is what I use, and then this is what you get with platinum. I don't know if platinum's really necessary. I've been doing this for a long time. I've signed up for platinum, but I really don't think I ever used it to the point where I needed it. I think I periodically did use it when I was running. Let's see here. The real-time market gauges. So I do use it when I want to use that, but other than that, it's very rare. And then you can go to your feeds. This is when you pay extra for the real-time data. So like I said, mine, I believe I get charged about $52 a month. So these scans, I pay for those, which I don't mind paying for them because I make money with this. But if you're not making more than that in the market, don't pay for it. It's like any business. Make sure your overhead is not too high. Right? You can't make $50 a month in the market. Actually, way more than that. Then you shouldn't be running these unless you're willing to invest in the long-term learning aspect of it. Okay, so real quick, these are my easy scans. These are what I run pretty consistently. See over here, and I actually added a few that I want to look at today, which we're going to see bullish oversold monthly, bullish oversold weekly scans. Like I said, come January, I'll be funding a brokerage. I mean, right now I got 5 already, but we're going to be funding one about 2K. And I'm probably going to go pretty strong and add 10 to 20%. And it's landing towards the 20% of my income every month to help that portfolio grow. Because your income is your biggest wealth building tool. Right? If I want to see a portfolio grow, I want to add basically its initial funding, and then I want to continually add a percentage of my income every month, and then stack profits on top of that. Right? The whole point is to compound profits, not losses. So part of this channel is to help people avoid taking losses. And guys, I wouldn't be doing this. Put it like this: my son's going to be watching these videos come next month when he turns 18 and opens his own brokerage. Right now he's working and kind of got a busy schedule like me. So rarely do we get to sit down in front of a computer. Most of the trades I do are on my phone. So this is something he's going to be following to build his account. All right, so I wouldn't be having my son do it if I didn't think it worked. But once again, it's all just educational purposes. Full disclaimer right there. If you trade on it, your responsibility. Any losses you take, they'll be chewing me out about them. So the first scan I'm going to look at is our bullish scan. So I'm going to edit that. Now you can turn this into a market gauge. That's when you need platinum. So I do have market gauges set up. I just got to switch over to platinum to really use them, which shouldn't really use them that much. So I kind of went away from platinum. Platinum will cost you close to $100 a month. For me, the ROI just wasn't there. I can kind of look at it and see exactly what I need anyway. So this is my bullish scan. So let's get into this a little bit. Right here, you can write, so in your easy scan, I'm going to actually cancel this. I'll kind of explain this a little better. So in your easy scan, it comes with pre-built conditions. So you can run these, which, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of really good ones here, and I've traded in all these. Again, I've been trading for 23 years, crossing up through bottom Bollinger Band. That is a good one. Let's see what comes up through that. These are stocks crossing up through the bottom Bollinger Band. Like I said, there are people that trade just on the bottom Bollinger Band. I actually know an old school trader started trading when I was born in 1982. And that's really his main trading indicators, the Bollinger Band. Back then, that's about all they had. So these are ones crossing up through the bottom Bollinger Band. Now here, there's rules I have. For instance, this one isn't falling, doesn't look like a bullish chart, and it's under the 200-day moving average. So not everything is going to be. You really got to have rules and strategies in the market to go by to actually make money. Ain't just pick one of these or follow somebody. And it is simple, but you really got to grasp what's going on first. So this actually looks like a pretty good swing opportunity, 7%. Now I do some digging into the stock, right? So this is bounce after pullback. This is a pre-built scan. You could scan for all the stocks that bounce after basically a pullback. And you can change this. Right now mine's on high cap 2000. You can go for overall US common stocks. See what else pops up. Keep in mind the market overall has a pullback, so it'll be less on that right now. But when the market pulls back, you're going to have a ton of those pop up. So there are a ton of pre-built, some decreasing volume, dividend growth, fourth quarters of earnings, gap up with momentum. Let's just look at that real quick. If there's any of those out there. And like I said, I've traded on these. I've actually day traded on these gap up with momentum. If you run them first thing in the morning. But if you look at these candles that some of them's creating, let's say if you bought first thing in the morning, first hour in the market, it's been a good day trade, right? Sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of how day trading goes. Well, I don't day trade. I swing trade on the monthly. Sometimes I do day trade as far as like options go on the hourly chart. Some of the ETFs, some of these guys out here day trading, trying to make a living every day. That's just not for me. Don't get me wrong. I've done it before and think I'll do well, but I'm not going to take a risk to sacrifice my income by day trading. I'm just too in depth in what I do for a living. That's just not a thing. Anyway, go back to our easy scan. So you can just download this program and look at the easy scan. And let me create a condition. I'm not going through all that. And really just run off of what they have in there, and then just you can kind of tweak them and save them however you want. But let me go and okay, and you can create a new condition, and you can write your own formula. There you go. And that's what I do a lot of times. So I will write exactly what I want. Now TC2000, you can go to their website, and they will have all the what everything means and how to write a formula you want to use. So here, let's break mine down real quick. Now, like I said, I used to have really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different bullish scans that I used to run separately. Some I like more than others. Instead, what I decided to do is go ahead and combine them. It wasn't too long ago where where TC2000 actually gave you the option to change this from AND to R. That's really when I started combining them. So let's look at this one right here. And this is bullish in all my bullish scans. Okay, this is one of the first things it looks for. So the C stands for close. So anytime you see this, so the close 30 is greater than the close 90. And the close 90 is greater than the close 150. That's 150 bars ago, 90 bars ago, 30 bars ago. And close is greater than, basically it's almost a 52-week high. Basically the close, that just means the current price is greater than close 252 days ago. Like I said, I'm looking for stuff trending up, right? And now you can try to do this in a range, but I've never had a calculator look right. And so you got to pick certain close dates and kind of stick with that. At least that's what I've done so far. And close is greater than 165, and close is greater than 300, and close is greater than 425, and close is greater than 150, and close is greater than 350, and close is greater. So this is just a huge trend up. Been trending up for a while. Okay, so that's one of the ones that's going to come up in this bullish scan. Or if it sees, this is where it kind of gets a little less bullish. The close is greater than the close 30, and the close 30 is greater than the close 60. That's only going back 60 days. That's why some of the stuff when I pull up in this bullish scan, you almost got to look at and decide if for you. This one is close greater than close 60, and close is greater than close 120. Let's go on back 120 days. And now you can have some weird stuff in between the close and the close 60 days ago and the close 60 days ago for 120. Right? It could be, I mean, once you start looking at charts that pulls up, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. And this is close 1, so this would be like yesterday's close, which I could change that to just close is greater than close 45, and 45 is greater than 90. So what I'm doing with these is kind of filtering out some of that dumb crap that you'll see in some of the charts, where you could have just the current close gap up, but the rest of the chart looks like crap, but that close is so high, kind of, anyway, it's kind of hard to explain. You almost just got to see it on the chart. Well, I mean, you almost got to get on TC2000 and play with it, look at stock charts, see what's going on. Kind of what I'm trying to do, daily videos of the biggest winners and biggest losers, because the more you get on and you look at stock charts, whether it's just the biggest gainers and biggest losers of the day, or it's just you go through and pick 10 and look at them and studying them out, the more you're going to be in tune to reading stock charts. Okay, so you may not care, because I don't, about the biggest winners and biggest losers of the day, but that's something I've studied out for a long time, and that's something I get on here, and I'm going to do these videos just for people to watch and understand what is going on in those charts, and would you be in them, should you be in them, and go from there. All right. This one's close 1 greater than 45, close 45, and close 45 greater than 110. All right, and then I always want a decent amount of volume. I want at least 200,000 in volume. Now, you can make that higher, you can make it lower, whatever, and I want it above the 200-day moving average. Okay, so that is just a scan for bullish charts. Okay, that's it. And then we're going to add other factors in. Let's just change this to ETF so we get less. Okay, well, actually, there's 101 bullish ETFs out there. Well, you got to understand there's a ton of ETFs. Matter of fact, let's see. Let's just open up ETFs. So yeah, there's 3,500 ETFs out there. 101 come out bullish. Look at some of the bigger ones, bigger movers. Long coin on the daily. I mean, there's so many ETFs. Crazy. Uranium is what I wanted to click, because we did swing trade that a few times. Let's say I called it there, actually. It wasn't too long ago. But these are some of the bullish looking style charts you want to get into. All right, so that's number one with picking a stock for long-term investment or for just trading. You want it to be bullish, and then you want to filter through them where they're oversold. Right, so this filter I have bullish oversold, and we'll go over that in a second. But Okay. But yeah, I was about to flip out in a minute because like that shouldn't have came up. But if you look, we're still on the hourly, not the daily. Let's go back to the daily and look at some of these. Yeah, I was gonna say I did think it was longer than that. So, and that's what I mean by you can trade the hourly, ladies and gentlemen, the same way you trade the daily, same way you trade the monthly and the weekly. I'm telling you, I have day traded on the hourly chart how I swing trade. I took a week off work, and by 11:30, I made more money than I did every day that week. Then I went to work. But that's just risky to rely on that because it's just not doing it. And I make really good money at work, and that is my tool to build wealth. And I don't want to use day trading as a tool to live on. What happens is you stop building wealth because you're pulling that money out of the market to live on. I'm not doing that. I want my trading to be compounding repeatedly. That makes sense. And all you day traders out there doing it for a living, hey, good for you, man. So these are just some of the bullish charts that's pulling up. All right, so that was my bullish, and you can go in there and tweak those. You can go in there and change the closes. You can create your own pre-built. You actually have a recent uptrend somewhere in here. Let's find it, and you can start from that low priced and moving. I tell you what, I'm probably none of those in the high cap. I actually used that for a while, and that you can actually find some winners in that. That's probably my favorite pre-built scan. But then you get stuff like this. Nah, nah, nah. Right. So over the years, I've created better strategies and better scans that I use than what they have pre-built. So if you go to scroll down, recent uptrend right here. So this is what recent uptrend looks like, and you scan it. Right, the close is greater than close 5, and close 5 greater than close 10, and close 10 greater than close 15. And that's where you can just tweak it and make it your own. So I even have it down here, which is once you save their pre-built again, it will put it in your condition. Okay. So we'll jump into the oversold and look at it, but let's just look at a few of the charts it pulls up. See, that actually came up on bounce after pullback, if you remember seeing that. Thanks. Now, regardless, so you could try to buy and trade these. Right, they are bullish, oversold, whole 9 yards. Regardless, remember how we trade, what we go over in the book and the channel. We don't go all the way in. We go about 20 to 30% in of what we want to trade or invest in that stock, and then we scale into that position as needed. But we will patiently wait for the market to pull back to the oversold condition. Look, that may take, right there is 2.5 months, but I don't care. I'm waiting it out. Next one, 1 month. Don't care. I'm waiting it out. Look, and then here to here, 2 months. I'm waiting it out. And from the next one, it took a drop. You got 1 month. So swings occur probably I've seen them as quick as 2 weeks to 2 months, 2.5 months. But it happens, ladies and gentlemen. So the biggest thing people do is they suffer from the fear of missing out, which I have a whole chapter on in my book, even on my website, makecashwork.com. But you suffer from the fear of missing out because you don't have the patience to wait for the next swing. The next swing is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get in that big of a rush and lose your patience. Think you're going to miss out on something. Swings are going to happen. It may take a month for the market to pull back, but guess what? It's going to pull back, and that's your opportunity to load up the truck, start scaling in, building your position, and then lock in profit on the swing up. Wait another month. That right there was 20 days. So that high when you locked in, 18 days, and then it went up in 17 days. So, I mean, these things swing. There are swings in the market. There's going to be swings in the market for the next 20, 30 plus years, as long as the market's around. So you do not have to rush and put your money in something that isn't worth it. Like, you just don't have to do it. That's why right now my long-term account is sitting on stocks that I'm holding for stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs I'm holding for the next 10 years. And I just add to them on every pullback. Okay, I'm not locking in profit. I'm not trying to swing trade them, because if they do, just the market does just take off, I'm not thinking, oh crap, my position isn't going to be where it should be. My trading account will be cash. It gets overbought and it looks like the strength has died down. But my long-term investment account will be making money regardless, right? So like if you would have locked in right here, let's say you would have locked, okay, I would have locked in my trading account here. And then look, it don't pull back, it rips higher. But guess what? My long-term investment account capitalized on that market run. Okay, so I'm not beating my head against the wall thinking I'm gonna miss something out, because sometimes that happens and then it comes right back down and there's the swing. So you got to defeat that fear of missing out. So the next account open in January, it's going to be kind of a hybrid account. We're going to be doing long-term investing and swing trading in that, and hopefully it benefits the people. All right, so back to the scans. Now we're going to look at the bullish oversold. So if you look at this, it's the exact same bullish condition. Okay, so I just took my bullish chart and I don't have to do anything else to it. I leave that, leave those, and then I add my stochastics. And the only thing I had to do was write oversold behind it and save it. That's it. And then it gave me my bullish oversold. Now we got that over here already, but let's just look at it. Let's put it in ETFs. Let's see out of those 100 ETFs, which ones are oversold. These are them. And a lot of these are short because the market is up. So the short inverse ETFs, which were bullish because the market has been trending down, are oversold. Okay, so that's about all you got out there right now, an ETF. Let's do it again. Okay, just kind of showing you once again. Now we could have just went new filtered watch list right away. This is the same thing that's over here. It should be. Change this to US stock and look at the list. Let's go through the list right now. TC2000. They have about every, from Canadian ETFs. They have about every option chain, optional weekly, optional stocks, you name it, pink sheets. Let's just look at the pink sheets. I don't trade pink sheets. I mean, look at these charts. Once you learn how to read a chart, I mean, you don't want to touch these things. You're talking about almost a 1 cent stock. I mean, whatever. If you want to trade them, trade them. I'm not touching them. Let's see what else. Let's look at the rest of it. Then you can do indexes by sector. None of the indexes are bullish and oversold. These are the bullish sector indexes up here. You can do mutual funds, Morningstar Industry Group. All right, you can go down then you got your personal watch list, right? So you can do those. Component, you can do just the airline, just biotech, just gold. You can do anything in TC2000 that you want. It's really amazing. That's why I've used it for so long. And I've tried other things that just don't work for me. I don't like it. I could sit here and dig into each of them, which I ain't going to. Like bore you guys, but you can even break down healthcare into biotech, medical devices, certain utility companies. Let's do something real quick. Let's do, yeah. I wonder if the regulated water, so PHO is a long-term ETF, like water play. I wonder if that'll bring up the same company. We'll look in a minute. Let's keep going through these. These are sensitive stocks, industrial, aerospace. So you could pull up the whole aerospace industry. Look at this. So this is all the ETFs. I mean, it will pull up literally anything, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, if you want to invest in yourself and just study the market, I mean, stock market is a wonderful place to build wealth. Say you're not making $50 a month in the stock market. If you can spare $50 a month in your budget, because I have forever. I've used TC2000 forever, and I've studied, and invested in myself, and that's why over 23 years, I'm very confident in what I do in the market, confident enough. I'm teaching my son. I couldn't imagine me wanting to teach my son something that he's going to lose his hard-earned money at a young age. And that would be a horrible father. I'm not doing that though. So I'm very confident in what I teach him. He is going to be a very wealthy young man. But yeah, you could break this down into literally anything. Media, I mean, it just keeps going and going. I don't even know what the other, I guess that went into the scans. So let me go. What was I going to look? I mean, look at this. This is an ETF list. You get, I mean, this is, I use E-Trade, ladies and gentlemen, and they have some amazing screening capabilities, but nothing like TC2000. So I've tried just to use E-Trade Pro and some of the other E-Trade courses. I really wish. So something I thought was really cool was Interactive Brokers hooked up with TC2000, and you can link your brokerage account to TC2000 and set up certain buying criterias on the chart, and you could have your account just build like a robot. You could have it set up to buy and sell every time it's overbought and oversold, and not have to do a thing. But now the whole thing is, just because it's overbought and oversold, uncheck that. These are the regulated water companies that pulls up. There are some bullish, there's no bullish oversold. It did pull that one up. So that is a water company. You can even check some of my previous videos. We've been in for a while, up 123% in 7 months. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the bullish. Almost 200% in a year and a half. And I believe that is when we started building position. It broke under the 200-day right there, but by the time it came back down, we were still able to get back in it and get a good ride in. And locked in profit there as well. It's been a long time messing with that stock, but anyway. And what they do is they change ocean water into drinkable water. They're out in the Caribbeans. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, when you have a 10-year outlook, you start looking at resources like water, nuclear energy, PHOs, ETF that we're not in. As you can see, it's wishy-washy, but you can pull up every stock in here and find the bullish one. Right, these are the bullish ones in that sector. Check them out. See if it's something you like. Look at the company. Check out the PE. Check out the dividend. All right. But just because the entire sector isn't doing well doesn't mean there's killer stocks in there. This is a nuclear energy ETF, and we are also in BWXT since January. This thing has been booming. Not as good as CWCO, but 40%. And this is a company I'll hold for 10-year. I mean, I got a 10-year outlook on it. I got it in all my custodial accounts. Really good company. Well, it's one I like anyway. And the chart's bullish. We add every oversold opportunity. So now here, if the chart changes, it don't matter how much I like the company, I'm out. Let me get back into what I was doing. That's showing you guys basically the scans in TC2000. So this I did on a monthly chart. Okay, so the only thing I did here is I clicked this little use mixed time frames, and then I changed the time frame to monthly. Okay, so you can do that. You can have it all set up to daily. Now, until you click that, it won't let you change the time frame. So I basically changed all those to monthly. I kept the volume at 200,000 daily, and then I changed these to monthly. Okay, let's see what comes up on this. Because I'm okay with doing monthly swing trades. Now the daily might be under the 200, but if it's swinging on the monthly and it's over, yeah. Look at this. This is first time I've looked at this. Okay, this company. This is the financial service sector, asset management, principal financial group. Okay. Daily would not be something I would touch. Under the 200-day moving average, that's what I found support there. But let's see how the monthly looks. Now look at that monthly. Like I've said many times in my videos, your daily charts are going to swing, your monthly charts are going to swing, your weekly charts are going to swing, your hourly charts are going to swing. Pick which one you're trading on. So that monthly is oversold. Good support here. Now always do research on the company. Right? Do some research. See if they pay a good PE or if their earnings. See, make sure they got a good PE and they pay a good dividend. All right, but I mean, you got a 30% possibility. Keep in mind, each of these bars are a month, so it might be a longer hold. Let's look at Texas Instruments. That is a company that, man, I wish it would have. You got some support right there where it kind of broke out, but the monthly's oversold. Ladies and gentlemen, it's rare to find something like that. You may get a 20% gain out of Texas Instruments. But let's just look at their daily chart. Looks like not with trade. Now, if I even traded the monthly, I would make sure the daily was oversold. Just my entry areas. But that is a ugly looking daily. But if you traded on the monthly, weekly chart has been oversold for some time. That's one thing you got to understand. Even if you enter on the weekly, even if you enter on the monthly, you think it's pulled back too much, never go all the way in, ladies and gentlemen. Plan on managing that position and being able to scale down. If you look at that, that was right, that 135 area would be that support area I would look at more than where it is now, but it looks like it's starting to creep up. I get a 20% run out of that. We're on weekly now. Let's go back to monthly. Man, this Toro company has been booming back in the day. It was, 700% in 11 years. A long time, but still. So let's look at the last pullback on the month. Let's say you bought right around here. Drop some 5%. You bought some more there. You average about here. And then let's say it took 8 months for 42%. But let me tell you, most people are hoping and praying to get 10% a year, 10 to 12% a year. These monthly swings, if you got in that and within a year you lock in 35% profit, let's say every January you just load it up on stuff like that. Not really my strategy, but hey, I wouldn't be mad to make it strategy. Stick with a strategy and a plan. Enter something and exit with profit. Don't take losses. Plain and simple. Do not take losses. But yeah, 35%. Much as I'd like to have that in a month and a year's worth of time, which you can in some of these leveraged ETFs. Kind of show on the channel a lot. Here's another monthly chart. Well, these are bullish, oversold monthly charts, ladies and gentlemen. Just do your research. Thermo Fisher. This company is. Don't know nothing about this company. You probably don't pay attention to the market. That might be ready for a good 42% run over the next year. Daily chart looks like crap. Curious because I've seen that over there. Yeah, I like this company, but I stopped liking the chart. Definitely crossed under the 200 days, so we were out. But I want to say last time I got oversold, the big gap down, and I want to say we were waiting for that momentum to carry out. I don't remember. I have to go through some of my channels, but anyway, get back to the monthly charts. That's what you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. It don't matter if you trade weekly, monthly. It's another tool company. Now it's oversold, but it's not at the bottom Bollinger Band. So do your research, but I would always wait till it hits the bottom Bollinger Band. I'll scroll through these. This is Raytheon. This is one that is oversold on the monthly. Big green right there. May have another 30% the next year. Now this is one, ladies and gentlemen, that I sold when it crossed. This is one I had my long-term account. I'm checking the stock with. Gold when it crossed under the 200-day moving average. I got in. Ex-dividend date was right around here. I don't remember where it was. And it was oversold. I'm like, be an easy swing up plus collect the dividend. But didn't do what I thought. I knew it was at the 200-day moving average, and if it crossed under, I'd be already knew locking in whatever losses I had, which it wasn't much. It was about 1%. I was still in time to get my dividend, so I got my dividend later. But anyway, so it dropped under the 200-day, right? Posted on stock flip, like, oh man, I'm out. Dropped under the 200-day, one of my rules. Best of luck to everybody. And I had people dogging me, oh, you're stupid, blah, 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 you're stupid. Okay. Then it came back up over the 200-day, and it even rallied like 1% since my post. I had people, how you feel now? How you feel now? And at that same time frame, I put that money in BWXP, which I believe last time I shot a video explaining this was down 25%, and BWXT was up like 25%. So it was a 50% swing. If you're dealing with 10K, that's 5K. If you're dealing with 100K, that's 50K. That's a lot of money, 50% swing. Anyway, as you can see, it couldn't hold the 200-day, and bam, it just same crap since. Found you 200-day moving average. You may see some go under and then cross back up and keep going up, but it's very rare. Usually, if it can't hold the 200-day moving average, it's out of my portfolio. Well, Raytheon, I mean, as you can see, the monthly swings probably pretty profitable. 50% in a year, 60% in a year. But yeah, bullish monthly charts are just as good as bullish daily charts. Remember, the daily chart is going to look like garbage. So right now, in the high cap 1,000, out of 1,000 stocks, you got 72 of them that have bullish monthly charts. I don't like trading banks, but I do like Morgan Stanley just because now they own E-Trade. Pay a decent dividend. But yeah, I mean, you possibly get a 40% run out of that over the next couple of years. And buying on the monthly pullbacks, I would give you 20% in a year. That one didn't quite even get over spot, but looked weak. 20% in 8 months. All right, enough of that. Let's now go weekly. We basically did the same thing. So I meant to go to edit. My conditions here, weekly, edit. So once again, I clicked use mixed time frames, and then I just changed the time frame to weekly. You know what? Let me do this. Let me watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's change all these hourly. Let's see what kind of bullish oversold hourly stocks are out there, and I'll save this as hourly. You want to make some daily swings? This would be how you do it. That means all of this is going to be, I'm going to keep the daily, just hourly. Keep in mind, you definitely got to pay for these scans. They're not. Now I'm going to change this. This is all you got to do. All right, so that kept my weekly, and it's just giving me the hourly. I'm going to save it. Take out a new filtered watch list. And we can even filter it by the bullish daily. So we're on monthly charts. So these are your hourly charts. You want to filter through them. Now I gave you 84. You want to filter through them and find the ones that look like they have the biggest swing potential, which will be, it'll take some work. One thing you could do to kind of help this out, get the biggest swing potential, you should have a pretty wide Bollinger Band range. That would be the simplest way. You see how I'm surprised stocks will drop like that. Keep in mind, some of these hourly swings you're going to be trying to make, they're going to be overbought on the daily, so you take some risk there. And you could change it to where it's oversold on the daily. There's a lot of things you can do. Really anything. TC2000. Sometimes it filters a lot of stuff out that you want to see. And I can tell you, I've done it before. I prefer what I use now. Why I use it. I'm just curious. So that's PayPal daily. Look at the so, and you can mark me on this. PayPal probably open up green next week, and you can have a 3% run. Now you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? the risk, even if you bought calls. And if you're buying options, you understand you can lose everything you put in quickly. So the daily chart is under the 200-day, which is breaking one of our rules. And tell you what, let's do this. Let me show you what you can do with this. All right, so I'm going to add to this. This is how you would do it, how you would add. Let's say I want to keep the over the 200-day and the daily. Bam, now I just added. Now it's going to take PayPal out of that. All right, I'm going to take PayPal out. Daily's oversold. I'll save it the same, and override it. Copy it to the new filtered watch list. So went from was it 44, 84? I don't even remember. Now it's 39. GoDaddy. Now the dailies are over the 200-day. Still overbought. Let me try something else. Alright, so this is what you would do. Let's say, okay, I don't want to see them overbought. I want to see them oversold. It's hourly. So let me go back to this. Let's edit it. Choose the condition. Go to oversold on the daily. Save it. Override it. See how many opportunities it gives us now? None. That's what I mean. So it'll definitely keep in mind the market's not oversold right now. So it's really I wouldn't buy or trade anything right now. So I prefer to wait until the market is actually oversold. But we'll check on this again when the market pulls back. There's going to be so many opportunities at that point. I'm going to keep the scan saved, and we'll check in on it daily. But what you're asking, or what I'm asking right now on that scan, may not yield you a lot of results, because by the time the overall daily chart is pulled back, the hourly chart might not look that bullish, so your results are going to be kind of skewed. Now you could go back in once you see what it looks like. Once you see the oversold, let's look at some oversold bullish chart. Okay, let's pull this up. So you see how this is an oversold bullish chart. I'm not sure if it's one I'd enter or not. Let's just find something else. WN, don't like that either. Okay, I don't like the gap down. Now with the market being overbought right now, it's gonna be hard to find something that I like the looks of. It's oversold and bullish. This is what your hourly chart looks like now. So it's under the 200-day, probably on all of these, right? So, and that's probably how they will look when the market is oversold. So it's going to be hard to have an hourly bullish chart set up and to line up with your daily, because by the time the daily is pulled back to the oversold, your hourly is going to look like this. Okay, under the 200-day, your highs aren't going to be bullish anymore. So you really got to kind of figure out what you want to do, how you want to trade, the risk you're willing to take, and you can make it happen on TC2000. I'm telling you, you can find anything you're looking for. Now, I know the risk I want to take. I know the risk I have taken. I know the payoffs I'm looking for and the payoffs I've gotten, payoffs that are out there. And what I do is just what I do and what I prefer. Probably a million other ways out there to make money in the stock market. Hopefully you found them. Hopefully you're making money. But if not, you should probably take a look at what you're doing or studying the stock charts and really start taking advantage of the opportunities out there all the time in the market. Well, take that back. I don't want to say all the time, because sometimes you're sitting in cash waiting for the market to pull back. But it's worth it. So look at SMH, look at SOXL. Let's just look. Okay, let's say your average was here. You had 11% in 22 days. All right, and pull back to here. Average is here. Then you had 47% in 22 days. So let's just take, and I'm just doing this for an example, ladies and gentlemen. So within 2 months, you had a swing trade of 15%, roughly. Just call it 10%, whatever we said was before. And 47, almost, so you almost did a 57% gain in 2 months. Okay. Those are the possibilities out there. If you're patient, you have a good strategy, and you learn how to read a stock chart, ladies and gentlemen. And you see my stock charts are pretty clean, right? I don't have a ton of crap on them. Everybody uses these million different, they'll have these, where are they? I can't, oh, you know what? We're over here. I've used all this crap. Where? Right there. I couldn't tell you how many people I've seen this crap, have this crap all over. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it can get ridiculous. There's so many people out there using so much bull crap like this. Where did it go? I know that's not what, do that later. Oh, they are there. They're just the lines I didn't scroll in to see. At least that one is. I don't even see the other one. I don't care. There's people that will put moving averages in the VWAP on here and buy and sell when they cross. So you would have sold there. Can't even tell when you would have bought last. Bought there, sold there, bought there, sold there, bought there, sold there, bought there, sold there, bought there, sold there. So you can see when you put this stuff on here, they bought there, sold there. I mean, what would have been the point? It would have been nothing. So there is a million different strategies. Some of them may be 50% accurate, 50% accurate. I can tell you right now, isn't enough. You just do the math. I've done it before. Pretty sure if you gain 50% of your portfolio, you only got to lose like 45%. If you have a 50% gain, you only got to lose about 45% to wipe that out. It's something like that. Do the math, figure it out. But you want to be almost 100% accurate in the market. I know people think that's hard to do, but if you have a simple strategy and you know how to manage your position, scale in, keep your average low, and you make a good strategic tactical entry on a bullish chart, it's really hard to mess that up, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Hopefully you've seen enough on TC2000. If you got any questions about it, feel free to, there's a million different things we could have went over on this. Like you just spend, and I'm spending caffeine nights up. This was back when my get rich overnight mentality was kicked in, and yeah, I'd have big gains, but then I'd have big losses. Like I said, I've probably spent my wheels 15 years in the market, having some huge gains, huge losses, built a 2000 account up to 10K, just purely trading, not even putting any more money in it. And then you have a 50% loss in a biotech company, or even 80. It's, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest thing I can tell you is just stop taking losses. Learn how to make it simple. Learn how to be able to manage your position, compound profit. All right. The losses will wipe out your account. And that is it. If you got any questions, anything you want to do or think of in TC2000, there's a ton of things. It will show you dividend dates. It will show you, you name it. You can, there's everything you can think of on TC2000. I don't want to bore you guys going through it all. I don't want to make this a 15-hour video because you could easily spend 15 hours going through all this crap. Like I said, subscribe, turn on your notifications, because coming next year, we're going to be trading that account. I'm going to be putting out some live notifications, probably midday when I buy stuff. And for educational purposes, you might want to see it when I say, hey, I'm in this. All right, so subscribe, hit like, comment, feedback, questions, leave it down below and let me know.